Anybody who watches reality TV knows that when it comes to landing a date with a beautiful woman, the average Joe doesn't stand much of a chance against a handsome hunk. But here's a question. Does the preference for physical attractiveness go deeper than just romance, even when looks shouldn't count? For instance, at the bank or the doctor, are beautiful people treated better than everyone else? With our hidden cameras watching, Dateline set up some tests to find out. Here's Keith Morrison.
Everybody knows how much importance we attach to beauty, maybe too much sometimes. But have you ever wondered how different life might be if you were just a little better looking? These very attractive people use their good looks to help them make a living. Anthony Bernard and Allison Meyerson are models. Both of them know they're lucky, it's what they were born with. But we wondered if their genetic advantage in the beauty department was helping them in ways they never imagined. For example,
change for $1.
would a stranger come to their aid before assisting an average-looking person?
Hi, do you know where Saks Fifth Avenue is?
Might they be receiving better service from repair people?
This is extra $8.
Do people trust them more just because they're good looking?
Down there, I live on the Lower East Side.
A person's physical attractiveness, that look that they're basically born with, impacts every individual, literally from birth to death.
Dr. Gordon Patzer is Dean of the College of Business Administration at Roosevelt University. He spent 30 years studying and writing about physical attractiveness.
People are valued more who are higher in physical attractiveness. As distasteful as that might be, that's the reality.
Valued more? We wondered and decided to find a group of average, nice-looking people and compare them to super highly attractive people to test this attractiveness phenomenon. We looked for people with similar traits, same age group, same race, no discernible accents. That way the focus would be exclusively on attractiveness. So we hired models Anthony and Allison and asked two NBC employees, Lauren and another Anthony, to hit the streets, a bank, an auto shop, all the time wearing hidden cameras to see just how much looks matter. First, we gave our force some folders filled with papers and had them drop the contents on a New York City street. Would anyone stop to help? When model Allison drops her file, there seems to be a sudden change in the weather. One older man even uses his cane to stop the pages from flying away.
It was just amazing how people would flock to help me clean it up. I have to drop my purse or my wallet, and people always help me pick it up, and I never really thought about, if somebody else dropped their wallet, maybe they wouldn't help them. It just seems strange to me.
NBC staffer Lauren is about to be that someone else.
Oh, no.
She drops the papers, and people step by rather than stop. About a dozen people pass before finally a woman offers help.
Oh, that'd be great.
But that's nothing compared to our other NBC colleague, Anthony. When he drops the folder, the sidewalk literally clears. Even as he spreads out the papers he's supposedly collecting, people just
Walk on by. Walk on by.
I thought, hey, I'm dressed in a shirt and a tie. I look pretty professional, so maybe somebody may stop by and help me out. And people just kept stepping over.
How do you feel standing there on the sidewalk with your papers scattered around the ground and nobody coming to help?
I felt embarrassed. Wait a second, I think I'm somewhat attractive. Why didn't anyone help me?
Model Anthony wouldn't know how that feels. He dropped the folder, and right away, an entire family stops to help. We wondered if this was just random chance, or was something else going on. We asked Dr. Patzer about our findings.
That was a classic example of everything that we would find in the research, in the scholarly research that we do. Those of higher physical attractiveness are automatically or immediately assisted, provided help.
And as we saw with the family helping Anthony, it's not just about appealing to the opposite sex. While our research was not scientific, Dr. Patzer says more controlled studies do show that people go out of their way to help attractive people of the same and opposite sex because they want to be liked and accepted by these good-looking people. Watch for this willingness to help when our test subjects stand on the street for 5 minutes, seeming hopelessly lost, not asking anybody for assistance, just waiting to see if any kind soul will notice and stop. Our NBC volunteers? No luck. But our super attractive models?
Can I help you? Yeah. Seem lost. I'm trying to find
Allison had lots of helpers. A man even rolls down his car window to offer assistance.
Right 49th Street, go straight up.
And model Anthony? He'll never be lost.
Central Park is there.
What's that?
Central Park is down there.
I would hold my map, and I'd be looking at the map, and I'd be looking around, and I'd make eye contact with someone, and boom, you know, they would be reeled in.
You're going uptown if you go this way. Downtown is this way.
Oh,
Right
okay.
now, you're about midway between east and west.
The lady walks past him, comes back, offers a large explanation of the layout of the city to some extent, but even does an ultimate trust
Down
here
there. I live on the Lower East Side, so.
and offers the general part of the city in which she lives. So it verifies very, very well, again, we're trusted more, those people of higher physical attractiveness.
Trust?
Excuse me, do you have change for $1?
Watch what happens when our subjects ask passersby for change of $1. Everyone did pretty well here, but there were differences, especially when it came to trust. Here's NBC's Anthony.
Change for $1.
And here's model Anthony. Not only did more people stop,
You're only getting money because you're cute.
I'm what? I'm only getting money because I'm cute?
but they seemed to feel model Anthony was safer, more honest. Like these foreign tourists who aren't even sure how much change equals $1, so they hold out their money and let Anthony take the correct amount.
Yes, yeah, 4 of those is $1.
We had situations where people were going out of their way to try to do stuff for us that, that other people didn't get.
For Allison, even if people couldn't find the change to give her, they'd offer helpful suggestions.
I know there's a city bank down there.
You have these things happen to you every day in daily life, and you just don't really think about, like, wow, maybe this person did this to me because, I am maybe an attractive woman and they're interested in, pursuing me or something like that. It's very interesting.
So the world seems like a more accommodating and friendly place.
Yeah, I mean,
Definitely.
Sometimes people are just more willing to help us. It's strange, but I mean, you're given a lot more credibility and you're given a lot more attention when, you're attractive looking, I guess.
In fact, many people seem to want to help the truly attractive on their journeys to anywhere.
Excuse me, could you tell me where Saks Fifth Avenue is?
Look what happens when our subjects ask for directions. They're going to approach people this time, walk right up and ask how to find a place that's actually 2 blocks away. Nobody was treated rudely, but again, we saw some special treatment.
Bother you guys.
You're not bothering me.
People who simply overheard Allison's inquiry would come over to help.
Church is right on the south side.
Okay.
Oh, it's right here.
About half a block on your right-hand side, there's an entrance.
And only Allison was actually escorted to her destination. But we wondered about something else. When time is of the essence, will people still be so accommodating to our models? It's lunchtime and everybody seems to want to go to this sandwich shop. The goal for our group is to try to cut the line. Shockingly, everyone is able to find someone to get ahead of. But again, the reactions are different. With our NBCers, they're allowed to get in, and then the interaction, the conversation just stops. But with Allison, the person she cuts continues the conversation while they wait in line. And the women model Anthony went ahead of seemed thrilled to have to wait a little longer to get their line.
Guys, would you mind if I cut in front of you? I got 5 minutes to get a sandwich. Is that all right? Thank you so much.
But what about when the stakes are higher, when money's involved?
And I just wanted to inquire on interest rates.
Or when there's a potential to be ripped off? And might good looks ever be a hindrance?
What's the damage here?
Let me rephrase it. Not damage, it's
It's true,
investment.
investment.
If you get a loan,
if you're better looking.
Can our models turn good looks into hard cash? Our Dateline test raises the stakes on being beautiful.
Do beautiful people get better service, better deals, even better medical treatment? Here again, Keith Morrison.
We've seen that life is not necessarily fair, as we've sent 2 highly attractive models and 2 nice-looking NBC staffers out on the same tasks. They've been getting different treatment.
Individuals at different levels of appearance or physical attractiveness face much different worlds, much more friendly.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's even a different world at an auto garage. With the help of the AAA, we had our cars checked over to make sure they're in good working order. Now, each of our group will make a trip to the same garage asking for an oil change. Will anyone be told they need unnecessary repairs?
Coffee while you're waiting?
Oh, no thanks. I'm good.
Everyone receives appropriate service for an appropriate charge.
And the tax comes to $30.33.
But model Anthony does receive some different treatment.
You should be in the TV.
I should be on TV? Why?
TV or movie.
Why?
You have a personality. You know the soap operas?
He just seemed enamored and was telling me that I really should be on television and that I look like a movie star.
I thought he wanted to be your agent.
Yeah, I mean, he was really, really nice about it.
Did he give you a good deal or anything? Or
No, he didn't. It's not that he didn't even cut me any kind of deal, or I didn't get stuff. You know, some stuff like that's happened before. Sometimes people get enamored and they'll just throw an extra thing in the bag or say, "Don't worry about it," or something like that. But it was more just that he was so complimentary.
Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, look in the mirror, television or a movie star.
And good-looking individuals get different treatment in some situations you might least expect it, such as a doctor's office.
We see in a medical interaction patients who go to physicians, and those of higher physical attractiveness, the physicians will spend more time with that person and will also spend more time answering individual questions that that person asks.
And this special treatment starts very early on.
For example, in a nursery, before newborn babies are released from a hospital, those babies who are higher in physical attractiveness, at this level defined as more cute, are touched more, held more, and spoken to more.
And, says Dr. Patzer, we're just hardwired to respond more favorably to attractive people. Even studies with babies show they look more intently and longer at prettier faces.
This is something anthropologically that has existed for as long as history exists.
Though we did find one situation where looks didn't seem to matter at all. At the bank, where we inquired about rates for an auto loan. The information was punched into a computer.
And I just wanted to inquire on interest rates and how that worked.
And the same rate was given to everyone.
But the bank, well, it didn't seem to make any difference. And yet, I mean, if your theory is correct, presumably it'd be easier to get a loan if you're better looking. Didn't seem to make a difference.
And that offers us a glimmer of hope, where we're taking objective data, statistics or numbers, putting them into a computer program to get a decision. When we take it out of the individual person's hands, that then takes the differential treatment out of the equation.
Of course, though, in life, we interact all the time with people who do, albeit unconsciously, make judgments about us based on what we look like.
After a few of these, you started to see a pattern developing that after a while you kind of expected it, that they would help out Allison and Anthony, but when it came to Lauren and I, you know, these average guys, they look like everybody else around. There's no need. It's a waste of my time.
It's like they had nothing to gain from you.
You're right. Exactly.
Thank you. There's your book. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Now, good luck.
Thank you. I honestly was thinking that it was going to be, you know, the playing field was going to be level, because the people that we worked with were good looking too. I was actually surprised to find that that it did make a difference.
So it does, and most likely always will, no matter what we try to do about it. But it doesn't hurt to know, next time we're drawn to one human being over another, that our reasons might not be quite as rational, nor even as fair, as we like to think they are.
I'm only getting money because I'm cute?
Dr. Patzer says even justice is not blind to beauty. Studies have shown that juries find arguments more persuasive if they're made by attractive lawyers. Of course, getting 12 people to agree beyond a reasonable doubt on who's attractive could leave a lot of juries deadlocked.